We'll ask Coach Meyer to make an opening statement, then we'll go to questions for Coach as well as for Dwayne and Chase. Coach?
Well, it's an honor to represent the East and represent the Big Ten as the champions. Coach Fitzgerald and his staff he's a very good friend of mine and one of the best football coaches in America. Their players are exactly what that university and what their coach stands for. They're tough, and what a great game. And our guys just kept coming, and they kept coming, and it was a great game. I've never been more proud of a group of people, my players and staff, to stick together the way they did, all the way from early in the season to losing arguably the best player in America, Nick Bosa, and then we just kept coming and coming and coming. Then you lose Austin Mack, Demetrius Knox, two very good players for us, and they just kept coming, and we're Big Ten champs, back-to-back champs, and make sure these guys enjoy it. Thank you.
Take questions, raise your hand, we'll get the mic out to you. Go right here in the second row.
Coach Meyer, all you heard all season was Ohio State's up and down, but you only lost one ball game and ended up with the Big Ten championship. Talk to us about how you guys were able to endure the conversation that people were having that you were up and down, but you only lost one game.
Well, we were up and down, and that's I guess that's what happens when you have some injuries you're dealing with, you have a little bit of adversity to deal with, and not many teams are out there perfect. And like you said, we're 12-1 champions of arguably the best conference in America, and but that's the thing. The way I got through it, and the way I hope our players did. Who cares? I mean, you just show up for every Tuesday practice and get a little better, and that's what they did.
Over here on the right.
Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch. Is a Big Ten championship? Can you hear me? Is a Big Ten championship enough right now? I mean, I don't know. It's unlikely that you're going to make the playoff. Does that even matter tonight at this point?
Sure, it matters. I mean, you're talking about some elite players to my right. That the ultimate prize is a national championship, but you certainly can't even be in that discussion unless you win your conference. And so our objective is get to Indy, win in Indy, win the conference championship, and if we have a chance to play for a national championship, our guys will be ready to go.
Here on the left.
Urban, with a lot of debate about the college football playoff, is it good wins? Is it bad losses? Is it improvement over the season? What do you think it should be, and what do you think is the case for your team?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really want to get into that tonight. I think those people, and I think they're in Dallas, wherever they are, and it's a tough situation they're in. There's a lot of great football teams out there, and we're one of those great football teams. And I think there should be a lot of merit in winning your conference, which we did. You look at the road wins we had at Penn State, at Michigan State, at TCU, and then obviously the way we played against the fourth-ranked team in America, and the way we played tonight. So I don't know if we're in position to start, making statements about where we belong, but I know they got a tough decision to make because we're a heck of a football team.
Is there one here on the aisle?
Coach Meyer, Bill Bender, Sporting News. Had 3 Big Ten championship teams now here at Ohio State. Given what this team's been through, ups and downs, how do you think you'll remember this team maybe down the line?
I'll never forget this team. That's not shortchanging the other Big Ten champs and other championship teams we've had. We had a handful of, it's very odd to have fifth-year seniors come back, and they came back with a purpose, and they got that purpose. They wanted to have a ring and be back-to-back Big Ten champs, and they were. So one of the most unselfish group of people I've ever been around, these players.
So let's take some questions for the two players, if there are any. If not, we'll let them get back to the locker room. Adam, you have one up here?
Dwayne, I don't know if you can see me. Adam Rinberg, ESPN.
Down here on the left.
Just want to, what did you feel about your performance tonight overall? What kind of went right for you tonight?
We had great protection all game. Receivers made a lot of clutch plays on third down, first down. We had great play calling, and the biggest thing was execution. And the thing I had to do was give the ball to playmakers and let them make the plays. I'm just a distributor, and we did a great job tonight.
Right here.
Dwayne J. Graves report. You finished with 499 yards. I think we need to go back out there and get one more yard just to get you over 500. How about that? Talk to us about what you were able to do, and did you know that you were that far along?
I mean, we got that one. That was our win. So that's all that matters. I could have thrown for 80 yards or 600 yards. All we needed to do was win the game. And I'm proud of how we played today. And sure, 1 yard been great, but we Big Ten East champions, Big Ten champions. What else would you want to be?
Over here on the right.
Jordan Gusky, Indianapolis Star. Terry McLaurin obviously had another big day. It seems like whenever he comes into this building, he has a big day. What'd you see from him, I guess, today?
Yeah, I mean, this is where Terry grew up, and whenever he has the opportunity to come back and play in this stadium, he does it for his family, he does it for each other, for our teammates, and he shows out, and he did a great job today.
Down here on the left.
Gino Green, College Sports Overload. Dwayne, staying with Terry, talk about that first drive on that 3rd and 11 where that could have easily been a sack. You were able to spin away, flush out, and find Terry for that touchdown.
Yeah, a lot of quarterback-receiver relationships are just trust and relying on a receiver to make a play when you need him to. And Terry was there for me, and he made a clutch play on 3rd and 11, bought some time, let him get open, and really credit to this how much we work in practice on scramble drill and just getting open for everybody.
Stay here on the left.
Stephen Means, Cleveland.com. Dwayne, I asked you this question earlier this week about did you think you were a Heisman candidate, and you just simply answered yeah. When somebody asked you why, you said you didn't want to go into it because you wanted to focus on this game. Now that you've won this game and you've added yet another great game to your catalog, do you want to go into any elaboration of why you think you should be one of the 3 finalists for Heisman?
I'll help him with that. That's my job as a coach. He is without question a Heisman candidate. I saw the statistics of those other 2 great players, and there's no doubt Dwayne Haskins is a Heisman candidate and should be in New York City.
Thanks, Coach.
You got it. I saved you there.
Other questions? Right down here in front.
Coach, now that we have this game behind us, what are your plans for your future at Ohio State?
I plan on coaching and enjoying this championship.
Dwayne, Chase, we'll let you get back to the locker room so you can enjoy. We'll take a couple more for Coach, though, real quick, if there are any. Adam,
For Chase?
you got to go.
Chase had 3 sacks.
Talk about Chase.
All right.
Chase, just what was your approach tonight overall, going after Clayton Thorson, trying to slow them down?
Coming in, we knew he was a real good quarterback, NFL pro style type of quarterback, and Coach Shiano just said we got to get after him. We ran certain blitzes to block his throwing path, and today we won and we followed what Coach Shiano said, and we got to win.
Got one way over here on the right.
Urban, Rob Oliver from the Dispatch. I don't think you've coached in the Rose Bowl, correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe a dream is to come true if you end up there is too strong, but was that something you grew up, that was the granddaddy, that was it for you?
It sure was, and it's amazing I've never coached in that game. Kirk Herbstreit and I talk about it all the time, and so if that's where we end up, we'd be so proud to be there, and I know our players would feel the same.
Let's do one last call for Chase or Dwayne before I let them go back. Adam, do you have one? Okay. Do you have one for players? Go ahead.
This question for both you guys. Obviously, a lot was made of last week's Michigan game. What do you think's been the biggest difference with this team the last 2 weeks, where you kind of, found that switch or whatever they want to call it?
Chase, start with you, please.
I think after we lost Purdue, we sat down with Coach Shiano. We had a real tough meeting, and we just got together and just had to trust each other, and that was what the meeting was about. And I think every game since then, Coach Shiano trusted us. We trusted him. We trusted the offense. Trusted Coach Meyer. I think everybody just trusted, and we called that the brotherhood, and I think the brotherhood was real strong today.
Dwayne, your thoughts?
Like Chase said, it was all about trust, and Coach Meyer does a great job of emphasizing that when I need you the very most, you did your very best. And whether that was offense, defense, special teams, we all relied on each other to make the plays when they mattered the most, whether that was versus Maryland or team up north or today's game versus Northwestern. And, what's so fantastic about this game is that I looked to my left and my right, and we're all ready to go out there and make a play together. and we trust in one another, trust in the coaches. They're gonna put us in the right situation, and what better way to go out and win today?
Final call for the players, anybody? You guys now may go. We'll take 2 more for Coach Meyer. Adam, did you have one?
Urban, you said you'll remember this team forever. How much of that is because of everything that's almost that you guys have been through, even from July, and you yourself, health-wise, being on suspension, coming back, Nick Bosa? How much of all that goes into how you'll remember this team?
Yeah, this was a very unique year. And there's only one explanation for why we're sitting here as Big Ten champs, and 2 of them just left the podium here, and that's that group of players. And I got to point out guys like Paris Campbell and Terry McLaurin and Johnny Dixon. I don't know what you do without those guys. There's no chance we're in this situation. With Draymond Jones, no chance. Without Tough Borland, Isaiah Prince, the captains on this team were phenomenal. And I mean, when Nick Bosa, that was a shot, and we all love Nick, and I'm not saying that, but that guy means so much to our program, and that was one that took a while to recover from, but our guys did. Obviously, we love Nick. I'm just saying, but you take the best player in college football now, and a great locker room guy. That was one, and then all of a sudden Austin Mack goes down, who's one of our warriors. And then Demetrius Knox, who was a great player for us, went down as well, and they just kept swinging and swinging and swinging.
One last question, if there is one. Over here on the right.
You mentioned Terry there. I guess what gave you the confidence coming into today that he was going to have the game that he had?
He always has a game like that. It's just a matter of us getting him the ball. He actually could have had more today. He broke loose a couple times, but Terry is he'll go down as a Buckeye great, and there's so many unselfish things he does for this program and team. Him and Paris gave the pregame talk today. That's how powerful those 2 guys are.